Visit abaeservices.com for fast medical transcription service. This podcast episode is brought to you by AB Music Creative.
This episode is brought to you by Dr. Lourdes Capulong.
Is that how you produce songs also? You just let the artists do what they want and then you guide them, or you micromanage them when you produce?
Wasn't that supposed to be the other way around? Yung mga artists that I produce for, they give me like full artistic freedom to actually, like record their songs. And for some reason, it just really works out perfectly. They give me like a reference track and what vibe they want, but ultimately they don't micromanage me, and I don't also micromanage them. I would just like record them and then maybe ask for like these kinds of vocals and these kinds of harmonies and how many times do you want to double them. But I've never really felt caged by an artist.
Because the reality is, producers tend to cage the artist.
Really?
Ikaw ang producer eh.
I've never caged any of my artists.
Exactly.
I don't think so.
Pero ang galing, di ba? Because, kumbaga, yung sa buhay mo nung bata ka, ang producer mo, mami at daddy mo eh.
And they did produce me.
And they were, I know, right? But they were trying to produce the song of your life.
That's the thing. Yeah.
And then eventually, ikaw na nagsabi, no, I'm gonna do this.
Mm-hmm.
And then now, ikaw, you have full control over your artist's creative idea or songs na ginawa. Let's say si Clarence, okay, or si Marvin Morales comes with a song, Hilaw. It's just a guitar track and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And says, Rasec Marc, please do your magic on this song. So now you have free reign, di ba? You're gonna do it. And then they go, you know what? No. I want it to sound this way. Ganyan. Where will that conversation lead? May mag-walk out bang isa? Or do you have the capacity now to say?
Well, for me, I feel like one thing that I do like highlighting about myself is, initially I had a very poor ability to communicate, but this time, like, my communication is something that I like to highlight about myself.
Like right now, I'm very articulate. I'm galing.
So the way that I would talk to them is actually more. It's less about this is what I want to do, but it's more of like this is what is going to help both of us. So it really like switches the frame of the conversation in from I am going to counter your suggestions into something that is more of like an invite. Why don't we do this? How about, I feel like it would still, for example, it would still keep the vibe that you want if we could still try and add this element to the verse or something like that. And they're always open to it. So I've never really been placed in a position that requires someone to walk out or some confrontation to happen.
Who would you like? Sige, bago ko tanungin to because I'm curious now. But let's talk Clarence. I-cross episode natin, let's talk Clarence. What did you like about producing Clarence?
Very open-minded siya. And when it's time for her to do her job, she elevates it.
Explain that part because that's alam ko na yan eh, but for the audience, what does that mean?
So after I would create the track for her, I already imagined how her vocals would sound like. I imagined how the dynamics is going to happen. I imagine how she switches from this soft voice to a more belting voice. And then all of a sudden she starts singing and I cross out everything that I have imagined for myself because she is doing way better than I imagined it. And that's...
So you know when to shut up.
I do know when to shut up, yes. And I shut up a lot, actually. Yeah. And yeah, and for all of the songs that we've done, it's just, I'm proud of them. There's nothing that I want to change about any of them, actually.
Si Marvin ba, have you produced him?
Yes.
Garth Garcia.
Garth, no.
Who else have you produced?
Jules Grazer.
Yeah, yung latest ni Jules.
Yung One in
One
a
in a
Million.
Million.
Yes, that was me.
I love that song, Rasec.
Thank you. It was a good song to begin with, so a good song produces itself.
I know, pero ang ganda. He sang that. Nagsama kami sa... Shout out to Jules, by the way. Nagkita kami sa sa isang event and he sang it. Sabi ko, ganda nitong kanta na to. Good job. Let's talk about One in a Million, which is on Spotify, by the way. What was the process like? Like, how did he present that to you? A cappella?
It was a track of a guitar and vocals.
Like, does Jules play the guitar?
It was already recorded by someone else, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. So the demo was there already, and he did tell me, I don't know why, but things were also just aligning well already. Because days before that, I was already listening to Never Enough by what show was that? The Greatest Showman, and then he comes to me with this track.
Nagusto niya parang ganon.
Yeah, and then it's almost like I was able to see both of these
Sino ba
two
nag-show?
ideas.
Hugh Jackman ba yun?
Hugh Jackman, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I just imagined that both of these ideas marry each other, from One in a Million into a little inspiration from Never Enough. Have all of these strings and the orchestral...
Yeah. Pataas pa ng pataas yung dulo.
Yes. And then he says, just produce this song for me. And I feel like we'll just keep the acoustic guitar and blah, blah, blah. And so I'm like, okay, so you're basically telling me that I have full freedom on what I want to do with this. And then you're basically going to sing on top of the production that I will give you. And
he said yes.
Yes. And then so I created the track for him, and he fell in love.
Ganda nun eh. Oh, who else? Si Jules. We'll put that link sa description. So,
Zach Aquino.
Zach Aquino.
That was also another one. He rented a studio for us to meet up in, and I thought he had a song already, like a from start to end song. And when we met up, he was like, bro, I have a poem.
Poem lang pala.
Poem, yeah. And I was like, bro, I thought you have a song. And that was in my head, but I didn't really say it out loud. Now he's gonna see this.
I know. Now he knows.
Bro, let's songwrite together. And so I had the assumption that he had a song ready.
Right.
And so I was asking him, like, bro, can you sing it? And it's like, it's a poem. And so it's like, okay, so I know where we are at now. We need to go back, even
2
further
steps,
back. Yeah, not through the song. Yeah. So we actually did write the song together. I came up with the chords with him and came up with the melody. We finished the song in under 2 hours.
Nice.
And then he just tells me, like, bro, you know what? I feel like this vibe should have like a guitarra vibe by Parokya ni Adro, I believe, yeah. And so made the track for him. Also had free reign on what I wanted to do. And then after I finished the track, he was like, bro, it sounds amazing, but I feel like I want to incorporate some violins in it.
Sabi niya.
Yeah. And then so he brought this friend into the studio, Carlo.
Shout
salute you,
out.
bro. And he records the violin, and that's how everything came about.
So, you're in the studio practically every day.
Yeah, every conceivable day.